All right, happy Saturday, everybody. True King, True King. I think we're gonna call it True King TV. It has a nice ring to it. So even though the Beatles were satanic, I still like this shirt, and I still try to convert them. Even though Paul's dead, I think we all know that. But I'm gonna flip the camera and show you what's above the church here, and then I'm gonna give you my message. Looks like a beautiful, immaculate heart, right? How beautiful. So my protectors, angels from Orion, are always nearby. Look at this. See the angel? Look at this, right above the steeple. So beautiful. There's a blue angel. Not like the Navy blue angels, but... Alright, so why do I do these videos? So we are in end times. There's not even a question about that. I do this manual for spiritual warfare every day, and a rosary. This is what one looks like. You can get this online or at a church. But in any event, a lot of people are predicting 9/23 for the rapture. I like that date a lot. I'm not going to give a thumbs up or down. There's a JC. See the JC? But why 9/23? 9/23 is the Feast of Trumpets. Also the birth of LA Woman, who's going to be a spiritual leader in the millennial reign after she's raptured back to Orion with me and some other people that are important. But in the last month, in this month of September, I've received not just these JCs in the skies, so I know my brother's really close, like really close, but I've received a 2 and a 3 at the same time, at least 4 times. I also, and I just saw one on the way here to the church, have been behind at least 4 license plates that had the numbers 7, 2, and 6 in them. Now 726 in Strong's means harpazo, which is the snatching away of the church, and that is scriptural. That is, harpazo it's Greek, but it is in certain Bibles. The other thing, and I'm going to ask for this to happen today over the next 48 to 72 hours. We want to see, True King says we want to see some massive earthquakes, just like the 7.8 the other day, and also I want to see a massive volcanic eruption before we're whisked out of here, okay? So I'm gonna get those things going. I just come in here and I ask for that stuff, and it usually happens within the same day. The 7.8 happened 1 hour after I did my rosary and asked for a massive earthquake. So I got pretty good connection right now with the top dog, the top king. And so Jesus is going to come whisk us out of here. Look at that. That's an immaculate heart. Look at that. Son of a gun. An immaculate glowing heart showing a shofar. Yeah, I'm ready to get out of here. And Father is here today. Father, well, one of the priests. I don't know him personally. Good guy, though. So I'm going to ask for some massive earthquakes over the next 48 to 72 hours until we hear that trumpet. And I want to hear a trumpet. And I also want to hear my ears ringing at a time that means something like harvest or feast or wedding. Oh, by the way, Friday, first 2 songs I get into my car. First one is White Wedding by Billy Idol at a time that means like glory or glowing or something like that. The next song was Glory Days by Bruce Springsteen at a time that meant baptism. So... ask and you shall receive. If you're on the fence about whether Jesus is right outside the firmament, which I know he is, ask him. Go to one of these places like I do. Do a rosary. Ask. Just ask and you'll receive. Look, this looks like a giant shofar going up into the skies. All right, I know we're almost out of here. And then what's going to happen, unfortunately, for people that don't get raptured because they didn't believe in what we were trying to tell people, or believe in Jesus, or believe that he was the Son of God and died, crucified, and was risen after 3 days. What happens is called tribulations, and that's really awful. It's going to be the worst 7 years in human history, and somebody named the Antichrist will rise. There's a lot of debates right now who the Antichrist is. I think there's multiple Antichrists. Actually, I believe the Antichrist is actually a spirit. So we see with artificial intelligence, AI, idiots signing, $500 billion AI initiatives, people that own AI companies that murder their own programmers, and they call it suicide. It's just evil system where everything you do, like this phone, everything you do is going to be monitored by a demonic spirit like a Chat GPT. And you will have no privacy. And if you say anything against the Antichrist or the Antichrist beast system, you could be incarcerated, beheaded, lose your job, you know, that kind of stuff that's utterly against God's will and constitutional law, actually, which the pandemic, we all know that was a pandemic, was against constitutional law. That thing was about the elites testing you, how far they could push you before you rise up. Now, I'm not calling like a call to arms yet, but haul these motherfuckers into courtrooms. Get good constitutional lawyers. Go after their wealth. Seize their wealth. Redistribute their wealth. I don't have time for it because I'm going to be at the wedding supper. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting off this planet. So I recommend you come with me. If you don't know how to do that, reach out to me on my website. All right? Love y'all.